All right, so I'm going to be touching up on something today that I have learned that is new. I'm basically building on what I already have as a foundation here. It is all about identity shifting, right? I originally thought that identity shifting consisted of certain steps, but then as I looked more into my religion, I realized that this very process of changing your identity and becoming someone you're proud of is listed and is supported by Islam itself, right? And that makes me all the more confident that this is the right way to achieve your goals. So let's get right into it. First, what was my original method? What is identity shifting, right? What I'm talking about is basically a process in which you are resetting yourself. It is hitting the reset button on yourself. You have wasted your life. You have nothing else to live for, basically. You have this. You have the ability to rebrand yourself and to open a new page. And this is exactly what does that. You identify as a new person and you basically change your entire personality over a series of a couple of weeks, right? So here are the steps for it. First is you sit down and you call out the negative. You call out exactly what emotions that you are hating. What is it exactly that you hate about yourself? What is it exactly that's bothering you? Bring it all out. Like have your own one-on-one therapy session and just bring it all out, right? This is a very important step because part of the rebirth is actually looking at the insides. Like, what are we working with, right? You have to look at that and bring it out to the surface, right? So maybe it was a breakup that ended terribly because of a series of events that happened. Or maybe it was something where you failed at a career, lost your job, or you turned to bad habits and you completely lost your life. Get down to the proper feelings. What are they? Guilt, fear, regret? What is it? Just bring it all out and ask yourself why this happened. And you need to feel exactly what feelings you're actually experiencing when you talk about these things, right? So that's step number one of my original method. Number two, you want to claim ownership and admit the negative emotion. You want to admit that you were this person, right? You want to look at your emotions and your events and realize that you actually did those things. You actually made mistakes and you turned to bad habits and you did all these things. But the key thing is to say that it was you, not that it is, right? Saying that it was me, all this bad, all this, just put it all in one big cloud and just throw it over there. Not here, over there, because this was me and I'm not this person anymore, right? This is a key distinction. This is a start of flipping the new page because we've separated the old from the new. That's the second step, right? Third step is to basically vow to be different, is to say, hey, I am not this person anymore. All this stuff you see right here that I've already separated, bro, I am never touching that again. And I'm simply not somebody who does that anymore. That is identity shifting. That step right there, you saying that I'm not someone who does this and internalizing it in your brain, is exactly the core of identity shifting because now you've changed who you are. You literally have told your brain that I'm not this person anymore, and your brain believes it because you've processed all the emotions. And now you're literally ready to start a new chapter without ever carrying any of the old baggage. Right? So this is a very important step. You've internalized that you are no longer old you, new person, new everything, rebirth, right? Now your brain believes this slightly. It doesn't fully believe it yet because it doesn't have anchoring proofs. That's the final step, right? Your brain can believe it for a little bit, but then after a couple days, if you slip back to your old habits and you don't do any real actions that actually align with what you said, your brain's going to start to slip back here. It's still going to go back and it's going to be like, okay, well, he's not doing anything real, so maybe we were just yapping. We weren't really doing anything. So you need to actually have anchoring proofs and you need to tell it, even if they're small, right? Like for example, if you tend to watch porn or you go on Netflix or you're binging all the time, then maybe don't do it as much as a small step. Do something that is supporting the energy that you were talking about. Once you do this and you support the energy that you're talking about, your brain goes, okay. Okay, we are this new person. We are someone who no longer does this anymore. And we're actually like moving on. Like we're never doing this again. And that's very important. Your brain has cemented your new identity. It's done with. This is basically my blueprint for identity shifting. This is the process for for changing who you are. Doing this over and over again will change who you are. What I realized though, what I learned recently is that Islam has the same exact step-by-step process. It supports the same exact process that I talked about here. Now, what is tawbah for people who aren't Muslim? Tawbah is forgiveness. It is seeking forgiveness. When you sin, you seek forgiveness, and there is a step-by-step process for that too. For tawbah to actually be accepted, there are four conditions that need to be met, right? And these four conditions are so similar to my process right here, right? So what are the conditions? Condition number one, you quit the sin. So this is similar to step number one, which is you're sitting down, you're not doing it anymore. You're kind of sitting and thinking about what you did. You kind of just stopped engaging with the bad. It's the very start of the rebirth. You have stopped the engagement of whatever it is, the negative thing you were engaging in. Number two is deep remorse. This is exactly the same as claiming ownership and understanding negative emotion and feeling it. Because this is a requirement to feel deep remorse, you have now unlocked the ability to actually change because you're starting to look inwards properly. Allah is telling you, hey, go process these emotions. He's not telling you to shove them down. He's telling you, bring this remorse up and feel the guilt, because the only way the guilt is going to come out is by feeling it, right? So deep remorse, same exact step as feeling the negative emotions and processing the negative emotions, right? So next step is the intention to never do it again. This is very similar to vowing to be different, a firm intention that allows you to internalize that you're not old you. When you set a firm intention to God and you seek forgiveness and you say, Allah, I do not want to do this again, and I seek forgiveness from you. When you say that, you are doing the same exact thing subconsciously as step 3 over here. Because for you to be able to say this, for you to feel remorse and say, "No, I'm done," you have clearly stated and believed that you don't want to do it again, and you've stated that you are no longer a person who does it again, just by saying this and seeking forgiveness. Now, step number 4 is restitution. Restitution in Islam is only required when you've done someone wrong. You need to go and ask for their forgiveness as well, because the actual process of tawbah is not complete because you have harmed somebody and you need to tell them that you've harmed them, right? That's when the tawbah is complete. And this actually relates back to anchoring proofs. Identity shifting is not complete until you have the anchoring proofs, until you cement it to your brain that this is done with and we're literally this person now and we are never going back to it again, because you just proved that you've sealed it all. You've done the anchoring proofs, you've done this, you've done that, it's all done. Same thing here. You're going to tell the person, hey, forgive me, because you've already asked Allah for forgiveness, you felt a deep remorse. You are now finishing it all up by providing the anchoring proof and the final cementing step of telling the person, hey, like, I'm sorry I did this to you, and asking for their forgiveness as well. I love how this is both the same thing. It only tells us more that this is the way to identity shift and to become a better person. The next thing I want to touch up on is you chasing goals. Naturally, once you've set this new identity for yourself, you probably are going to want to have new habits. You're probably going to want to have new goals. You probably want to go up in the ladder of life again. So once you do want that and you start writing that stuff down, you will have hope to do it because you are now in a high state of gratitude. You are vibrating at a very high level. You're either in gratitude or hope, which are both up here, and you're no longer at fear or guilt, right? In this stage, you are closest to God. And because of that, you will attract and you will not chase. There is a way for you to have a law of attraction and actually get what you want, but doing it the Islamic way. And here's exactly how. From Tawbah, you already believe that you're capable of achieving because you're at this stage, you're good, you're in high vibration. Now, instead of goal chasing, go make dua to Allah. Go ask Allah for exactly what you want. You're in a state of abundance. Say, Allah, you have given me everything. Thank you for forgiving me. You are the most merciful. I want this. I would like to have this. This is a very nice thing I want to have. I want to spend money in your sake, so increase me in money. Or I want to do this for my parents because I want to be a good person. Increase this for me, right? and Allah will answer. When you're in this high vibrational state and you believe that Allah will answer your dua, Allah will answer your prayer. This is a very powerful thing. Once you make this dua, now Allah is moving things around. He's moving things around in the future that you do not see, that is getting you to your destination. He is setting your route. Think of it like on maps. He's setting your route for the destination. He has created a route for you, and you are going to achieve that destination if you believe that He will give it to you. If you are in a state of gratitude and you believe that you attract everything, that is a non Islamic way of saying Allah is here and Allah will answer. And Allah will answer because He Himself said that, call upon me and I will answer you. Allah said, if you call upon me, I will answer you. So Allah is answering, Allah is here, Allah is hearing our dua, and Allah wants to give us what we want, right? But on one certain condition, on the certain condition that you are still doing this, that you are still engaging in tawbah, that you're still engaging in identity shifting, and you're staying up here. Because up here is where Allah answers. Down here is where you start to believe that Allah won't answer you. And down here is where Allah will not give you what you want because you don't believe in Him as much. You have limiting beliefs telling you that Allah won't give you what you want because you're down here. You have fear, you have guilt. Once you get rid of fear, guilt, and all that, and you step into hope and gratitude and you stay there, you will stay on this path. You'll stay on the high vibrational path, which will take you exactly to what you asked for. But if you stop doing this and you veer off from the path you were once on, you're going to take this route. You're going to take the dotted line. You might come close sometimes. You're going to leave though. You're going to keep going this way and this way and this way. And you're never going to get to the destination. Either it's going to be delayed. Maybe you'll come back to it. Or you'll just completely veer off, never touch any of this stuff again. And you will just stay in fear and guilt. And you'll be stuck in a 9 to 5 and not achieve your goals. He can give you 100K per month. He can give you that car. He can give you the money to be able to never worry about money again, to provide for your family, to provide for your wife. And when do you believe it? When you're here, when you are in a state of gratitude and enlightenment. And when you're staying there and you believe it, watch how fast you get there. Watch how fast you stay on that route, on that highway, and you're just going straight. No blockades, no nothing. You're just staying straight and you're not going down to fear, so you're not going astray. You're not going far and you're not delaying exactly what you want. What you have to do as a Muslim is do the Islamic way, staying close to Allah because Allah has provided you with ways to stay here. The only way to stay here is by doing acts of worship, gratitude, right? Being thankful for what Allah has given you, for giving you a beating heart, for giving you breath, the ability for all this to stay up and not crash on me right now. Alhamdulillah for all of that, right? That increases my vibrational frequency. So Allah tells us, I will give you what you want, stay close to me, believe in my ability to give you exactly what you want, and I will give it to you. That's it. It's that simple. So once you've done this process, you want to achieve a goal, you stay in that process, you stay in this high sense of gratitude, you're going to get what you want because Allah said you would. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg of what I've realized about Islam and how it directly connects to self-improvement and the modern era of achieving success. So you guys stay tuned. I'm probably going to find out way more.